everyone, this is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and I am here for your Facebook Not Live this week. I have a church meeting, so I decided that I would still create a video for you with 3 projects, and we're going to be using the Waterfall Canyon, but I'll show you that in just a few minutes. Let me go through a couple things with you. Let's see, it will be the it'll be the October kit. Will be for Paper Pumpkin. It is Ho Ho Ho, and it's very cute. It's got a little snowman right here, not snowman, it's Santa right here, and then it's got some snowflakes in the back, and it's got a Mary there. It looks very, very cute. Just know that you have till October the 10th to sign up and subscribe to this kit. I do get a few extra every month, but the last couple months they have gotten taken quite quickly. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you register or subscribe to that. There is a link in the description of this video. The other thing is when you spend $50 or more in my online store, that includes any class that you take of mine as far as like products. So if you actually purchase during class, because my classes are free with a $35 purchase minimum, but if you spend $50, you still get this for free. So if you took a class from me this past weekend and you spent more than $50, this will be coming to you this week. There are 34 projects this month, and you'll actually notice that there are some Christmas ones that are starting to come out in it. So yay for that, right? Everybody likes a little bit of Christmas. But anyway, this is a great tutorial bundle. It's a link that I send to you that you can download as a PDF. And again, there's 34 projects, and these are from demonstrators all over the world. So they always have some really good projects in there. Don't forget about the perfect partners. We're going to be using the Waterfall Canyon bundle. These are stamp sets that are in the annual catalog as well as the mini holiday catalog, and these are ones that have not had dies to match. And Stampin' Up! For the month of September has come out with dies to go with these stamp sets. Do know that these are for a limited time only, so if they sell out, they sell out. And I can tell you that the Playful Piggy one has been very popular, as well as the tree trimming. So once they're gone, they are gone. So if you want them, I would suggest to get them now. All right, the next thing is I have 2 classes that I am offering right now for the month of September. This is to help push me over the top in earning the incentive trip with Stampin' Up. So the first one are these cards here, and I'm going to just lay them out there. It is using the Ringed with Nature bundle, and that bundle is dies, an embossing folder, and a stamp set. Now, this bundle right here is, you can purchase it when you do the class, and it is for cost only. So I pay the shipping, I pay the tax on it. The only thing you pay for is the actual bundle. In the class though, you do not get this. This is separate. You have to purchase that separately. But with the class, you get the make and takes to make all 6 of these cards. You get a full pack of the rings Rings of Love DSP. Your DSP will come 6 by 12. You'll get 2 sides to that. The reason is for shipping purposes, so that it doesn't cost $15 to ship it versus a whole lot less than that. It's only about $8 to ship it when you cut it in half like this. So that is why it is cut in half. But you will get that paper, you will get a pack of embellishments, and you'll get some linen thread, and you'll get the whole pack in order to make your make and takes. This class is $35, and the value of your products that you're getting is $25. So it's a great class. I absolutely love this set. So if you're interested in that, you do have to email me for the link, but I can send you that link very quickly because I've got it saved. And then you just register on there, and then I will have everything mailed out by October the 1st. All right. The next class, and this is the other class, and the next class is almost sold out. I only think there's 5 spots left. This one has been popular. So this is the trees for sale, and these are the cards that you will make. Make sure I'm in the video here. So these are the 6 make and takes. So you'll get your packet to make all of these. Then you will get in the packet, you will get the die set, the tree lot dies that will match, because these were a celebration item. So I collected these so that I could offer this class. You'll get a pack of embellishments. And for those of you that I had already talked to that, and I think in a video before I said it might be a different one, these came back in stock. So they hopefully will not go back out of stock before I purchase everything for the class once it sells out. You'll also get a full pack of the Baker's Twine Essential. You will get a pack of the adhesive sheets. You will get a sampling of this DSP. It was gold and silver specialty paper. This was a celebration item, but you'll actually get 2 of each, but you'll see this is all I had left after I separated them all out. And then you will also get a full pack of the Sweetest Christmas 12 by 12 paper. Okay. You can add on the trees for sale if you would like. It is $22. Again, this you add on for just the cost of $22. I pay the shipping and the tax. You get all of that minus that stamp set for $50. So this class is $50, and then if you want to add on that trees for sale, then you can do that as well. The other thing is if you already have the dies, then the class is $40, and you can do it that way as well. So those are the 2 classes. If you are interested in those, you can email me and I will send you those links. So I think that is it. Make sure I put all of this away. Put it back with the right classes. All right. So today we are going to be using the Waterfall Canyon. Now I'm going to tell you, I really enjoy this stamp set. I really liked it. It's in the annual catalog, but I was very intimidated by it. So I was kind of pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off. And then I came out with some dies. Well, then there's a ton of dies. So I was intimidated again. But I decided to just jump in and do it. And I kind of started really thinking about my childhood. So I am a person who, when I was growing up, I'm a person, but when I was growing up, we always went to a place called Bonglarkin. It was a camp that our church was very involved with, and I was an ARP. For those of you who don't know, that's a Presbyterian, and our association for a camp is Bonglarkin. Well, it's very close. It's right outside of Hendersonville, so it's very close to a ton of waterfalls. So I kind of went back to some memories of growing up and the different waterfalls that we would go to on our days off from camp. So I hope you enjoy the projects I came up with. I showed them all to my sister before coming on here to make sure that they were okay. And she liked them, so we're gonna go with that. All right, so this is our first card. And if you'll notice though, as well, there are no sentiments in here. So I had to pull in some stamp sets to do that. But this is gonna be our first card. I really decided when you go to the different waterfalls in North Carolina, there's a lot of trails that you go through. There's a lot of hiking, so there's a lot of rocks, there's a lot of trees, and it's a lot of woods. So I decided the first card was gonna be created kind of with that in mind. And I decided to make it like a cute little card. And these are our craft note card in envelopes. And it comes like a pack, just like this. So these bases are a little bit smaller than your regular A2 card. Let me show you real quick. So I'm gonna show you the back of this one. I don't want you to see the front yet. So here's the difference. But these cards are still mailable. So you can still stick them in the mail, just like your regular cards. But they are a little bit smaller. Okay. So let me grab all of my stuff here. I don't want to make it fall because I've tried to cut out a lot of stuff so that you guys don't have to watch me do all of that. All right. There we go. I think I got it all together over there. Okay. So we are going to grab I need to grab a piece of grid paper. All right, I'm going to set all this stuff aside over here. Put that aside as well, the envelope aside. And they come with the envelopes too, so that makes it easy, right? A whole lot less work. All right, I'm gonna grab a small piece of grid paper. This is grid paper for our Stamparatus. All right, so now I'm gonna pick Garden Green. And we are literally going to take the large tree stamp, which I may have accidentally put back up. Let me see. I did not. So let me look here on the tray. There it is. All right, so we're going to take, and we're just going to start stamping this over and over. And I'm stamping it light. I'm stamping it dark. I don't want any of the colors to be all right, let's do one there. Do know that when you stamp off like this, that you need to re-ink and then stamp off before you kind of stamp on again. We're going to do there and there. And let's do there and there and there. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Now I need to stamp the rocks. And originally I used Crumb Cake and Early Espresso. Not Early Espresso, Soft Suede. And I'm gonna show you a trick with some soft suede here. So, soft suede, if you ink it up and you stamp it and then you re-stamp it again, it is almost the exact color of Crumb Cake. So if you don't have Crumb Cake, you can use your darker brown and then stamp it and then stamp it again, and it'll give you that lighter color because not all rocks are the same color. All right, oh, we're gonna leave that out because we're gonna do our sentiment in soft suede as well. And I've already lost my label. Goodness gracious. There it is. It was hiding underneath my circle. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stamp that. It's photopolymer, so I can see straight through it. There we go. And that sentiment is from the art gallery, which are some really good, small, simple sentiments. So it works really well for a card like this. All right. So we're gonna move all this. We're gonna bring in our machine because we need to cut out our rocks. Move all that so I don't lose it in the process, right? And we'll need to cut this out twice. So we're going to cut out this top one first. And then we will cut out the bottom one. I'm just gonna send it right on through the other way, cutting out the bottom one. I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, you can, good. All right. Then we'll take all this off, put our piece back. Then we're gonna move this out the way. We're gonna go ahead and attach this to the front of our scallop circle here. And this is using the layering circle dies. Make sure that's there we go. We need to flip it, have the prettier side. All right, so there we go. Now I'm gonna cut these rocks in half, or almost in half. So on the dark one, we're gonna cut it right up here, and we're just gonna take off those sharp, harsh edges because we don't want it to look weird when we put it down. All right, and then we want to do it to this one as well. And on this one, I think I cut it in the same place. Yep. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and start putting this onto our card base here. So we're going to fold that, get our bone folder, give it a good crease, and we're going to take a piece of this, I can't remember what it's called, natural finish ribbon. We're just going to cut off a little small piece of it. We're going to put adhesive on the back right here. And then we're gonna fold it. We just want to create a little, and I need a little bit more adhesive there. We're just kind of creating a little ribbon loop right there. Okay, we'll flip this over. We're gonna put dimensionals on it. Grab a new pad. And I'm gonna put 2 on that ribbon just to make sure it stays. And 1 in the center. We'll take and put this right on. There we go. We're gonna take our happy birthday and we're gonna pop it up too, and we're gonna put it toward the bottom. We'll put 1, 2, and 3. Put that right here in the center at the bottom. Okay, now for our rocks here, let's start with this one. We're gonna put some adhesive on the back. And that adhesive is gonna stick out, so what I'm gonna do is just roll it back on top of itself. If you wanted, you could use liquid glue. That would be perfectly fine, but you all know how that works out for me, so we are not gonna, we'll have to use it on a project later on, but for this first one, we're gonna leave it like this. Okay, this is gonna go up right about here. And then we're gonna put this one on. Maybe I should use some liquid glue. It's kind of big. Okay, so then that's gonna go right about there. Probably, you know what, let me move this one up some. Let me move that one up some. There we go. And then we're gonna put this one here. And then we're gonna tuck this one right up underneath. Right there. And then we're gonna put this up at the top. Right through. You know what? We're gonna cut this one off. We're gonna stick this here like that, and then we're gonna put this right up here like that. Okay, all right, so there's card number 1. The next thing really quick I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, we're just gonna stamp that tree a couple times on the inside piece. So we'll do it full strength, off, and then 1/3 time up there at the top. And then we can take and put that on the inside. And then that card is done. This would be great if you had a lot of male birthdays in 1 month. Quick and simple. All right. So there we go. I'm gonna put those aside so I don't get them all mixed up. Put these pieces back in. Okay, card number 2. Is this one right here. I think this one is so cute. So cute. It has a lot of die cutting with it though, and I've done the majority of the die cutting. I was not gonna make you sit here and watch me cut all that out. All right, so we're gonna take our card base, we're gonna go ahead and flip it and fold it in half. We're gonna set it up there. We have cut already and this is using the layering dioramas, which I haven't used very often, so I was glad I got to use them this time. And what we are gonna do is we are gonna take all these pieces, we're gonna move them over there. We are gonna take this piece right here and we are gonna start stamping. I need my grid paper back. We're gonna use Pacific Point, and I think just Pacific Point. Yes, that's correct, just Pacific Point. Okay, so we're gonna do a lot of stamping with this one. We are only gonna ink up the bottom half of our Waterfall. Now, it's a photopolymer stamp, so you are just fine with not having to use any kind of like stick it or post it, sticky or post it or anything like that. So I'm just going to ink it up and then I'm going to start stamping it. And literally I don't want them to be in the same like way. So we're going to kind of flip it some too and do it that way. So now we're going to turn it around here and stamp it there. Ink it up. And we're going to turn it over. Do it right up there. Ink it up. Stick that right on in here. And I feel like this is darker than my original, because I'm thinking now I probably used Coastal Cabana or Balmy Blue. I probably used Balmy Blue, but that's okay. We're gonna stick with Pacific Point. Why not? Okay, we're gonna do one more down here. Then we should be okay. We're gonna make sure we stick this. So we are not okay. We need to get up here and down here. Let's keep going. So we need to stick it here. And then let's flip it. We need to get it there. And then there. Okay, so that should be it. Now, the really cool thing with these stamps are they're reversible. So we're gonna clean it really good so that it will stick to that side. We're gonna take this off and we're gonna flip it over. And now it's gonna be a flat image. And at this point, I am gonna grab Balmy Blue and we're gonna put Balmy Blue over it to make it easier. Now, one great thing is now you can ink the whole thing up and you can literally start doing it long ways. Can do it this way. Can do it this way. I had to re-ink my Balmy Blue, so it's definitely darker now as well. I maybe should have stepped off. That's okay. We're gonna go with this. No big deal. You can tell me which one you like the best after. Okay, so that should fill up the whole thing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take a blending brush real quick. Let's see if I can blend it in some. Probably not. I definitely don't want to go over it anymore with the ink because it's got a lot on there, but all right, we'll leave it that way. I'm not going to panic. We're just going to go with it. Okay, we're going to flip this over. We're going to put a bunch of dimensionals on it because I want to make sure that it stays popped up. So what I'm going to do first is go and do my normal little pieces on my outsides, and then I'm going to come back in and adhere some extra to kind of help keep those intact like that. Then we'll take all the backings off. And then we're going to lay this right on over. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to take this and we're going to wrap some twine around it. Let me see. Yep, I definitely like it better that way. We're going to actually wrap the Beggar's Twine Essential Pack. We're going to take the Crumb Cake and wrap it around. We're going to wrap it around 3 times like that. Then we're going to tie a bow. Okay, and then we'll just cut off the ends. I'll put that back up so I don't lose it. I'm going to squish these down so they're all together. And now we're going to start building up our little pieces here. All right, so I think I have adhesive sheets on the back. So we sell adhesive sheets, and all you have to do is put that adhesive sheet on the back of your cardstock, put your die on the opposite side of where that adhesive sheet is, run it through your machine, and it will create these sticker-like things. So I'm pretty sure I've got them on all of them. Okay, so we're gonna put this here and we're gonna build up behind it. Let's see, I'm gonna move these. I know I want this one here. So we're gonna take off that backing. We're gonna kind of sit it back there. Okay, then we're gonna take a, let's actually get a smaller one. This is soft sea foam, because you know your trees are not the same color. But this came from the place that I went to camp growing up. We had a lake. Oh, there's not a sticky on the back of that one. All right, so I got to get out the liquid glue. We had a lake that we actually did a lot on. When I got to, I think it was right after I graduated high school, or maybe right before. No, actually, I say right before. It was my sophomore year. They had a pool put in. So we then started living at the pool. But before then, we always swam in the lake. And it was just a little small lake. It was almost like a pond, but it was the lake. That's what we called it. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna take one of these. And okay, apparently some of these don't have adhesive on the back. And this one I'm gonna stick a little further down so it looks like it's smaller or shorter. And then we're gonna take a shaded spruce tree, and we're gonna stick it there. And then we'll grab an old olive tree. Kind of want a taller old olive tree. We'll go with this one. We're gonna stick that one right about there. Okay, and then we're gonna take this one. We're gonna adhere it right there. And we will take our soft seafoam one. We're gonna put it here, and we're gonna cut this down. And it'll be just fine cut down. There we go. And we'll stick this little piece right back here. No wasting of these pieces. There we go. Just makes it look like it has a lot of bushes and stuff. That looks a little short for the green piece. So let me see if I can take this off and move it down just a little bit. I don't want to cover it up. There we go. Okay. Okay, now down here, we're gonna build this up. So I want to start with this. Actually, let's start with our tree. We're gonna put our tree there. Then we'll put this. All right, so then we're gonna take this one. We're gonna cover up the bottom of all that. We are gonna take a small little green leaf, and these are actually leaves, but you know what? I thought they looked like good, big bushy trees. So we're gonna put this one here. And then we're gonna put another one in there too, just because we have it. Kind of set off the colors there. Okay, then we're gonna take this. And we're gonna lay it right here. Like that. So we need to move this one down just a touch. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna go with our rocks here. So we're gonna take and cut off this big one. I just want that. Okay, we're gonna put adhesive on the back of it. We're just gonna use the liquid glue. We're gonna put it right here, like that. Then we're gonna take a whole piece of this one, and we're gonna pop it up. First, let's move this up, because now we've got our placement. We're gonna take our sentiment, and we have not cut out the sentiment yet, so we'll do that last. No big deal. That one is a clear stamp from the Inspired Thoughts, and we're gonna use the You Make a Difference Every Day. So I always suggest stamping first. So we can go ahead though and put this on. We're just gonna use some dimensionals. We're gonna use one over here and then just one right there. And that's it. Because the end of it is gonna go up onto the sentiment. So let's put this here. And we actually did cut off all of that. Let me cut off that real quick. There we go. Okay. All right, now let's see what else. Okay, so we just need to take and put in these rocks down here into our little area. We're gonna stick this one in here. So we'll put some liquid glue on it. Stick that there. So we're just putting that down into the water. We'll put this one in. Right there. We'll put this one right here. And then we will take this one and put it in here. So then you cannot tell. You kind of, it looks like it's got little rocks and stuff going out into the water. Okay, so I have a whole lot of extra, so you can make one more card if you cut out that many. Let's stamp our sentiment. And actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and put our card on our card base so that we don't lose all that. All right, so we're gonna pop this up. That one was coming off a little bit. Okay, and then we're just gonna stick this right on our card front, like that. We'll set that aside. Let's stamp our sentiment, and we're gonna stamp that in the soft suede. I think I like the lighter blue one better, but it's okay. That's how it works, right? Okay. In our machine, and we are going to use the Stylish Shapes. And we're going to use this die right there. All right. Put this back so I don't lose it. My stomach is growling. And I don't know why, because it's really late at night when I'm doing this video. I have already had supper. Okay. We're going to put dimensionals on this, but I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to take and cut from there to there. We're going to put it down here at the bottom. Then we're going to cut another one of those. We're going to put it at the top like that. Take the backings off, and now you're going to straddle the ribbon in between. And we're going to go right up underneath that rock like that. Okay, there we go. There is card number 2. So again, once you cut out all these pieces, it's not nearly as bad. But it can take you a little while to cut out the pieces. And I do suggest putting adhesive sheets on the back of it. All right. And then card number 3. Card number 3 is a little bit of an experience. I gotta get it all pulled out because it is on my second tray. Oop. All right, there we go. There is card number 3. We'll pull out. I was dropping my tray there. So this one took me quite a while to get to. I did a lot of different stuff with it. And I have a lot in my trash bin, but that's okay. That's how we get to what we like, right? Okay, we're gonna start out by using Pool Party. I guess we're gonna do Balmy Blue because I don't know where my Pool Party is. All right, so we're gonna rub off, and then we're gonna start putting this on here. I'm gonna give it a good amount of ink. Okay, let me do a little bit more. I'm gonna go up just a little higher. Okay, so we have Balmy Blue. Then we're gonna take Calypso Coral. Making sure I grab the right one. We're gonna go off, and we're gonna come over on our, and you can do these blends back and forth too. You can do circular motions or back and forth. Either way is fine. I have found that it works both ways. Okay, so we've got Calypso Coral, and now we are going to do Rich Razzleberry. And you don't need a lot of Rich Razzleberry. It is quite a dark color, so it gets on the brush very easily. And I'm just going to kind of go like that. All right, so there's our sky. I'm going to move all those. I'm going to pull in my Coastal Cabana and my Crumb Cake. So I'm going to need those now. All right. Now we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to pull that actually back in because I'm going to need that. All right, we're going to take our Waterfall. We're going to clean it. We are going to grab our Coastal Cabana, because around here in South Carolina, North Carolina, waterfalls are not crystal blue. So I decided to go with Coastal Cabana, which has a little bit of green in it. Our waters are a little browner though, but I don't want to do that. We're going to stamp that off. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to come about dead center. And I want to kind of just get a little bit there. So we're going to stamp the bottom part off onto the grid paper. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. So we're going to go right about there, and it's going to be almost dead center. All right, so we're going to lay that down. Okay, now we're going to clean our stamp again. We're going to flip it because this is reversible. And then we're going to ink it up in the Coastal Cabana. And then we're going to stamp right over that at full strength. Okay. All right. Now, here comes the fun part. Before we move on, we are going to grab our cut and emboss machine. We're going to grab our waterfall die. We're going to grab our cliff dies. Okay. We're going to grab our machine, and then we are going to grab the Stampin' Up! Masking tape, because we're going to need the masking tape for this one. It comes in sheets. This is what I used the original time, but it comes like this, and there are 12 sheets in here. So, and this is actually the first time that I have used the masking tape. And I want to make sure that I'm putting it on the right place. That is always a huge plus. All right, let's do this one right here. And I'm trying to put it over this crease here so that I can pull it off easier off the back of it. All right, now we're gonna run this through. And now you don't have to fussy cut anything. You have your mask. And we are going to start building up our waterfall and all of the gloriness around it. Okay. So we are going to take our waterfall masking. And here's how, this is why I put that crease in the center, because now we can pull that off. We can pull that off. And now this is literally going to lay right over it. And I want to make sure that I get pretty close on both sides. All right. Now we are going to take our crumb cake, and I did this a little different. If you look at the pictures of the waterfall set, I'm going to show you this. Well, these go down, but most of the pictures I have found, your cliffs have kind of gone up. So it's almost like you're walking up a hill. Well, around here, the waterfalls are at the top of the hill. There is no going back up. There's no really going up further. And usually there's a bunch of rocks up there. We also don't have waterfalls that really have bridges over them like that, but I ended up really liking that bridge, so that's why I added it. So ours are, you hike up to the top of the waterfall, and then it has a lot of rocks that are beside it, and you can kind of walk down those rocks, and then usually go behind the waterfall and kind of jump off into the bottom. So that's how ours are. So anyway, all right, so let's do crumb cake. We're gonna do crumb cake first. So these are reversible as well. So I'm gonna flip it to that solid side. And then we're gonna stamp it right on over. Make sure I get up here to the top like that. Okay, then we're gonna do that to the other one. Make sure it's on the flat side. Then we're gonna stamp it like that. Okay, now I'm gonna clean them. And then I'm gonna flip it. Clean it and flip it. It's my new word. Clean it, flip it, clean it, flip it. All right, we're gonna put Crumb Cake away. We're gonna grab Early Espresso. And I'm probably a little softer today than I normally am, but that would be because this is really late at night when I'm doing it. My husband is already asleep. And our bedroom happens to be next to my craft room. All right, so we inked it up with soft suede, and we're gonna just line it up the best we can. I cannot remember, was that how we did it? Was that how I did it? Is this one? I think this one is this one. There we go. It helps if you get the right side. Okay. That's a little off, but it's all right. All right, we got that. I'm gonna do something else in just a second as well. All right, and so then we got that side. I am going to take my Crumb Cake. I'm gonna open it back up. There it is. I'm gonna get my blending brush. I'm gonna get a little bit of ink, and I'm gonna blend that in. And that's just to make it look like it's not, that the rocks aren't just floating there, or your hills are just floating there. Okay, all right. I am good with that. All right, so now we are gonna add some trees. So what I wanna do is I wanna put my masks over these. So we're gonna take off the backings. And if you're really gentle with them, you can use them a couple times. I say gentle because, well, when I took mine off, I took them off really quick and I ripped it. So just be patient. They don't, I mean, they're not like real sticky at all, but you just still have to be a little careful. All right, and this one's gonna go right up over here. And really what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that I get the brown covered up on this side of the waterfalls, okay? All right, so now we're gonna take garden green. That's the color we're using. And we're gonna take this tree and we're gonna ink up. And then we can also take this one and we're gonna stamp off put that one there. And you're just gonna keep going until it's all filled in. And then when it's all filled in, we can take our masks off. There we go. I don't like that there, so we're gonna put this up a little higher. We're gonna stamp that tree again. See See if I can line it up. There we go. Let's take this mask off. I'm pretty good with that one. All right. The only one I really want to do is I want to add one right there. Okay. All right, so let's take this off and see if we like that better. Yep, let's do a little bit over here though. Sometimes it's a little trial and error. What's the great thing about the masking though is that the masking tape is that you have the ability to put it back down in order to fix it. All right, so then let's take off of this one. See, there's where I ripped it. I don't know why it's doing that, but that's okay. All right, there we go. Then we are going to attach this to Garden Green cardstock. I will tell you there is not a blog post this week. I am sorry. If you are, I'm going to try to do one tomorrow night when I get home, or tonight, I guess, when I get home. So it may come out later this week, but as of right now, I just haven't had time to put it together. So I figured you would rather have the video than not have it at all. At least I would like to see the cards. You know, you don't always have to have the measurements. You can kind of do your own thing, right? Okay, before we go and put all the other stuff on, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And we're going to do that in soft suede. And we're using the Plentiful Plants to do that one. And it says, "To a dear friend." And that's using the Stylish Shapes again. All right. I'm going to move all these. We're going to take linen thread. We're going to wrap it around the top. One, two, and we're going to do it 3 times. And then we are going to tie a bow. One thing I love about linen thread is it doesn't twist like twine does when you tie the bow. Okay. Trim that. Trim that. Put that in our little box over here. And now we can move this up a little bit. We're going to do the same thing with this that we did with the other sentiment. We want to straddle that ribbon. So I'm going to cut the end, or the edge. We're going to put one here. Then I need a tiny little piece for the other side. We'll put this down here. Okay, and then we'll just cut a long piece for that side. All right, and this will just go right across the top. Make sure I get it down below. Take off those backs and add it to the front of your card. So it's just going to slide right on in there. And doing it on either side, what that does is it helps so that your sentiment's not rocking. If you just put it down the center, it's not going to actually attach to your cardstock. It's only going to attach that ribbon, and so the sentiment will rock back and forth. So that's why I do it that way. All right, let's go ahead and fold our card base, and then we are going to take and we'll add the extras once we put it on here. All right, and we're going to pop this up, so I'm going to flip that over. I'll put there, there, and 3 more. done. All right, so we'll stick this right here in the center. Like that. We're going to take our little piece here, our little bridge, and we're going to stick it on top. Again, I don't think I've ever seen a bridge over our waterfalls, but I think it's cute. So we're going to go with it. All right, we're going to take this tree, maybe, I know there's a backing on it, I can see it, there it goes. We're going to put this one right here. We also have a lot of trees that are in our waterfalls, so like they're in the side of the waterfall. I don't know if y'all have that wherever you watch from. All right, we're going to cut this one right here. Just kind of go around in a circle. And we're going to attach it right down here. We're going to let that hang off over there on the side. All right, and then we're going to take this one. We're actually going to cut this one too in the same place. And we'll stick that one there. And I'm not going to push down on the top part because I'm going to take this one here and we're going to just take off the whole backing and kind of see where, yep, there we go. We're going to kind of stick it there like that. Nope, let's trim off that. Let's trim off that part. There we go. I like that. Okay, there we go. All right, and then we need, let's add some more trees here. We're gonna add this tree here. Actually, let's add it here. And then we're gonna add a green one, a garden green one, to right here. Gonna add a little one here. Another little one right here. And then we're gonna add another little one. Or actually, this is a big one. Right here. Okay, so there we go. There is our last card. I hope you guys enjoyed these projects. Let me bring them all back in for you. Make sure I'm in the screen when I bring them in. Got that one and that one. And then here is our first one. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed these projects. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I will try to do a post or a blog, but I cannot promise that. I do have a big event next weekend, so it will probably take up all of my time, but I will try to at least post the pictures so you can see up close of those. But if you have any questions, just let me know. You can shop my online store by clicking the link in the description of this video. You can also see my upcoming classes in the link, and I'm talking about just regular monthly classes in the link. But if you do want the Rings of Love or the Tree Lot Dies class, email me and I will send you the registration link for that. All right, everyone, have a great day, have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.